I think we all know Tifa, the fighter, the glue that holds the party together, a martial artist who can shatter enemies with her bare hands. She's fierce, confident, and unstoppable. On the surface, she's everything you'd imagine in a JRPG heroine. Strong, dependable, almost larger than life. But Tifa's more than just a warrior. Beneath her silent strength lies something rarer. Something a little harder to put into words. She's tender, vulnerable, and kind. The type of person who carries the burdens no one else will admit they're even struggling with. Her bar, Seventh Heaven, isn't just a business, it's a sanctuary. She isn't just Cloud's childhood friend or the party's brawler. She's the one who mothers an entire group of broken souls through their journey, all the while suffering herself. So let's take a deep look at Tifa, who is the paradox at the heart of Final Fantasy VII. A woman who can crush monsters with her fists, but whose truest power is the warmth she gives to others. To understand Tifa's quiet power, we need to go back to where it began. She grew up in Nibelheim, a small mountain town, always near her friend Cloud, but never truly close. Their bond in childhood was fragile, two kids standing on opposite sides of a bridge, looking across but never quite reaching. And yet, even that distance carried weight, as if fate was already weaving them together. Tragedy struck early for Tifa. She lost her mother at a young age, and the grief left her chasing the idea of a reunion, even once attempting to climb Mount Nibel in hopes of finding her again. That recklessness nearly cost Tifa her life, but it also drew the attention of Zangan, a martial artist who would become her mentor. Under his guidance, Tifa learned more than just punches and kicks. She learned discipline. She learned control. She learned how to channel her pain into strength. Then came the fire. Sephiroth's madness reduced Nibelheim to ash, cutting down her father and nearly cutting her down as well. Tifa, barely more than just a girl, tried to stand against him at the reactor. She of course failed, but the act itself revealed the kind of spirit she carried. The refusal to simply bow to fate. Shinra rebuilt the town, but not the lives within it. Nibelheim became a lie, and Tifa was forced to carry the truth in silence. With nowhere left to go, she moved to Midgar. She opened up Seventh Heaven, learned to live among the shadows of the plates, and built a life where others could find shelter even if she couldn't. That's where Cloud finds her again at the beginning of Final Fantasy VII. By the time the story begins, Tifa's already more than a fighter. She's a survivor, a protector, and someone who's carried far too much for far too long. Everything she does, every word, every gesture is shaped by the scars of Nibelheim and the lessons of Zangan. And this is where her true character shines, because Tifa's strength doesn't roar. It whispers, it endures, and it anchors. Her strength isn't the kind that demands attention. She doesn't carry a massive sword. She doesn't shout her convictions to the heavens. Her power is quieter, but no less devastating. With each punch, each kick, she reminds us that strength doesn't need to be loud to be real. But her truest strength has nothing to do with combat. It's the way she simply endures. She watched her hometown burn. She lost her father. She stood in the ruins of Nibelheim, carrying memories so painful that even Cloud, the so-called hero, couldn't bear himself. And still she pressed on. When Cloud's identity fractures, when he doesn't even know who or what he is, when his whole being seems to be crumbling away from the inside, Tifa never abandons him. She stays at his side through his silence, through his delusions, where he even turned his own sword against her. and finally through his collapse into the life stream. In fact, it's Tifa who dives into the life stream, that broken, surreal landscape of his memories, to piece him back together. Something no other character could have done or maybe wouldn't have ever done. It's not just friendship or even love. That's devotion born from silent strength. It's the utmost testament to her character and integrity. Think about her role in Advent Children years later, and I'm probably not going to show Advent Children footage because it always gets copyrighted, always. But Cloud drifts into guilt and self-isolation, but it's Tifa who steadies him, reminding him of the family they've built, the people who still need him. She doesn't give speeches or demand change. She simply remains unshaken. She don't lead with words, she leads with presence. The kind of strength that holds steady when everything else is falling apart. So we just explored Tifa's resilience, but now I want to talk about where her heart truly shines. It's measured in the care she gives and the comfort she provides, and in the lives she touches quietly without any fanfare. So take Seventh Heaven, for instance. It's more than just a bar in Sector 7, it's a sanctuary, a home for those who have lost theirs. Tifa didn't open it for profit or status. She opened it to give people a place to breathe and to feel safe, and to remember that kindness still exists in a world teetering on chaos. Her care extends far beyond those walls. While Barrett is off fighting for the planet or planning Avalanche's next mission, it's Tifa who raises Marlene, Barrett's daughter. And she doesn't complain about it, she doesn't want credit. She simply does what needs to be done. She embodies a quiet, unwavering, motherly love, one that carries the weight of responsibility without asking for recognition. Even within the party, her warmth is a stabilizing force. She listens, she comforts, she senses pain before it's even spoken. Cloud, for all his bravado and confusion, often leans on Tifa for emotional grounding. She doesn't scold or lecture. She simply steadies him, reminding him that he's not alone. In the chaos of battles, betrayals, and life or death choices, Tifa is the calm center. And yet, this warmth isn't weakness. It's courage of a different kind, the courage to care when it would be easier to shut down, to nurture when the world has shown her little but suffering, to give love when she herself has known the greatest kinds of loss. Tifa's compassion is revolutionary in its subtlety. It binds the team together, steadies the narrative, and gives Final Fantasy VII its emotional heart and core. Her maternal instincts, her patience, her unwavering kindness, these are all qualities that make her more than a side character or supporting figure. They make her indispensable, not because she fights harder than anyone else, but because she heals, she shields, and inspires. She's the steady rock others know they can rest on. There's also a truth inside Tifa she can't quite express in words. She loves Cloud. You can see it in the way she lingers on him, in the gentle encouragements, and how she worries even when he tries to stand tall. But their love is strained, it's fragmented, not because the feelings aren't there, but because Cloud is broken. His memories are shattered, his identity fractured, and so he keeps her at arm's length, even when he doesn't mean to. And yet, Tifa stays. She doesn't demand, she doesn't press, she just waits silently, hoping the boy she remembers from Nibelheim is still somewhere inside the man standing before her. It's a love that aches because it's real, but it can't fully bloom until Cloud confronts his own darkness. That's what makes their bond so human. Tifa's vulnerability shines brightest here, not in the punches she throws, but in the love she can't quite confess. The love that aches quietly in the background of Final Fantasy VII and in the back of Tifa's mind. Tifa's a paradox. Fists of steel, heart of gold, a survivor, a nurturer, a friend. Her eternal warmth is the quiet fire the party gathers around that keeps everyone moving forward, even when the world seems determined to burn them out. Her life, from the ashes of Nibelheim to the bustling streets of Midgar, has been defined by endurance, by sacrifice, and by the courage to care when it would be easier to turn away. Her silent strength carries those around her through pain and uncertainty. Her eternal warmth gives them reason to hope, to heal, to keep moving forward. And it's in this balance of these qualities, the duality of steel and heart, that we see her true heroism. Being a hero doesn't always mean standing in the spotlight or swinging the biggest sword. Sometimes it means showing up quietly, day after day, giving your own strength away so others can find theirs. And sometimes it means being the hearth in a world full of storms. And that is Tifa, silent strength and eternal warmth. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Tifa. I think when I was younger, I didn't really kind of pick up on all the subtleties of her character. She was just like the hot boxing chick, you know what I mean? But there's something to be said about a friend who's always kind of there for you through the ups and downs. And that's what I really appreciate about Tifa, and that's what I didn't get about her all those years ago. I kind of called her in my post the other day the unsung hero of Final Fantasy VII. Let me know if you guys agree with that. Thanks again for watching. Have an amazing day, and God bless.